This flesh used to be fat, strong, whatever. You know, whatever is much better than it is now. Amen? But it's no longer is it me. Matter of fact, only reason I put up with it is because I just got to. Amen. I changed it. I swap it in for a new one. Amen. If I could go down to town and buy one, if I go to the doctor, amen, they give me a new one. Well, I'll go to the doctor, he'd be busy, wouldn't he? Amen. Mom care wouldn't pay for it though. Anyway, the fruit of the soul is lust that you've lusted after. The fruits that thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee, and all things that are dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all, for thou hast departed from the city. The merchants of these things which have been made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city was clothed with fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. What? 1 hour. I went to a conference years ago, me and Jim Cody. We went to Sarasota, Florida, when it was. Doris, remember when we went? And we went down there and we listened to all the prophecy, big prophecy preachers in that day. There was one man there that didn't fit in the crowd. He never had a nice suit on. In fact, he didn't have a suit on at all. All these other guys, they had their $500 suits on. They're just beautiful. You know, their white shirts just shined. It was so white and everything else, you know. Well, they had all their books and all their tables. And, well, they was all big, you tell us, big shots. And all of a sudden, this one little old man, several years older than I was at that time. I was just in my 30s at that time. This guy was at least in his 60s. And he was standing over by the wall by an old fireplace over there. There was no fire in it, but it was just pretty for decoration standing there by it. I saw him, my eyes saw it, and the Holy Ghost spoke to me, and the Holy Ghost said to me, go over there and be friendly to that guy, because he's one of mine. And I went over there, and I shook hands with him, I spoke to him, and when he spoke to him, he could not speak English. He was Romanian. He couldn't speak English. So I couldn't understand what he said. Then all of a sudden, here comes a little young man, which was his grandson. And his grandson came up to me and he told me, or he started interpreting for us. And I found out this guy was over there, was going to be one of the speakers in the prophecy conference. All the other preachers, they had one time every day for 3 days. This guy only got to speak one time on Saturday afternoon, after everybody else had got through. But I wanted to hear him because God done told me this is my man. He hadn't said that about none of the rest of them. I'm not saying they wasn't God's man. God hadn't told me. He just told me to be nice to this guy. I wanted to hear it. And we went out to hear him, not one prophecy preacher, not one of them, standing there, I don't think, and I remember seeing. I could have been wrong. And never even give him a time to listen to him. In other words, just look like he was. Anyway, when that guy got up, and he started telling, and if I could tell his story, it just make the hair on the head stand up. What that guy went through, things like that. But he said God had sent him to America, to warn America, that in 1 hour, 1 day, 1 hour, he said there's going to be 12 cities of America that's going to fall and burn. 1 hour. And he said back then that all the bombs was already in place. It was already in place, ready to go off when the time comes. Amen. And I tell you right now, if y'all be watching news today, you ever hear them talking about the blackout now? They just tell you where you go. They have all kinds of things about a blackout. Word about the blackout. And turning all the power. And they're afraid that America is going to see a day pretty soon that's going to have no power. We talked about the bomb that can explode and put out all the power, but they put one transformer out on the West Coast, and if they hadn't had something by means of getting it offline and the others online, California would have been without any power. Can you imagine living without any power? That happened about 8 months ago, and they still have never got that power station back up running yet. Because they knocked out over 100 transformers in it. And they knocked it out with high-powered rockets from way off somewhere. And they know just exactly where to hit on everything, just exactly put it out. I tell you what, I'll tell you something, church. It's a very serious time. Right? Talking about the blood news that's going to hit starting April the 15th. It's a very serious time in our lives. I tell you right now, we better be reading the book, we better be reading the manual, we better be getting close to God. Amen. We need to be drawing up close to Him. And I can go on up from here right now, and I won't because it's sort of late. I can go up to some good news. We've got the marriage supper of the Lamb, we've got the bride, amen, coming, things like that. But I won't. I want you to go here and read it for yourself. And read this and look at it and see what God tells you, amen. I know no city in the whole world that's got the influence of power. Even the United Nations, as it says, ruling the whole world. You know where their headquarters is at? Certainly you do. It's in New York City. They rule the whole world from there. So let's all understand.